Before starting up your freshwater salt system, it's important to understand the makeup of your fill water. Talk to your hot spring dealer to understand if the water in your area has high levels of calcium hardness or metal content. If you do have high levels of calcium hardness or metals in your water, you'll need to adjust them before getting started. You can use a test strip or bring in a water sample to your hot spring dealer before your spa pool is delivered to better understand the makeup of your fill water. We suggest filling your spa with the Clean Screen pre-filter to ensure you get started with the best water possible. Once your spa pool is filled, you can get started with the freshwater salt system. Step 1 is to test your spa water using a freshwater 5-way test strip. It's important that you use the freshwater brand of test strips to ensure that you are adjusting your water into the OK ranges that are safe for the freshwater salt system. Use a test strip to measure pH, alkalinity, and hardness. Follow the instructions on the bottle to adjust your pH and alkalinity into the OK ranges. The next step is to adjust your calcium hardness. If the calcium level of your water is above 75 parts per million, you will want to use the Vanishing Act calcium remover to decrease the calcium hardness into the OK ranges. The target is 50 parts per million. Keeping the calcium hardness low is especially important to getting the most out of your freshwater salt cell. You can continue the freshwater salt startup process while the Vanishing Act works. Now that your water is balanced, you can add the salt. Refer to the Salt System Owner's Manual that was included with your freshwater salt system, as the amount of salt will vary depending on the size of your pool. The target level of salt is 1,750 parts per million. You'll want to add the salt 1 cup at a time with the jets running and allow about 5 minutes for the salt to dissolve. Use the salt test strips that came with your system to verify that the salt level is in the OK range. To help get the system started, we recommend that you add a shock dose of chlorine to establish a chlorine residual of 5 parts per million. This is most important to ensure we remove any waste or contaminants from your fill water. Allow the jets to run for 5 minutes whilst rotating the diverter valve and opening any water features. Refer to your hot spring owner's manual for the correct amount of chlorine to use based on the size of your pool. Now it's time to set your output level and tell the freshwater salt system about how much chlorine you need the system to generate. Access the freshwater salt system menu on your spa's control panel to select the output level. We suggest starting with an initial output level of between 5 and 7 depending on your spa size. Your settings may change once you begin to use your spa. It may take up to 24 hours for the system to be working most efficiently. Good news is, it'll generally coincide with the time that it takes to heat up your spa pool, depending on its size. When you come back to the spa about 24 hours later, dip a test strip to ensure that the pH and alkalinity are within the OK ranges, and make sure the hardness of the water is now between 25 and 75 parts per million. If at this point you still don't have a chlorine reading on your test strip, that's okay. It means that the freshwater salt system is still hard at work cleaning the spa water. Getting the startup process right for the freshwater salt system is important to ensuring that you have the absolute best hot water experience. If you have any questions along the way, be sure to refer to the startup guide that came with your freshwater salt system or contact your hot spring dealer.